Hey guys, Scott Fishman here, coming off of MLW Fusion's return after 3 years. Who better to talk about it than it's coffee time with Joe Coffey? How are you today, Joe?
I'm very well. Glad you said that as well. Coffee time.
All
It's
right.
always coffee. Coffee by name, coffee by nature.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm great. It was great seeing Fusion air on Saturday. It was really, really good.
Yeah, the presentation, the production. I was there for that some of that taping, or that taping, and just the high quality level of the show. I really appreciate it. So it's really exciting to kind of see the weekly format come back for MLW. And this was your first. This was you and your brothers and Gallus. Your first time with MLW. I mean, talk about just how was it working with them on that first night and seeing it, when you're there live, it's kind of different than when you see how it's going to turn out on television. So, kind of talk a little bit about what that experience was like for you.
Yeah, it was fantastic. MLW has a very, very high quality setup, and it was just I think seeing that back on Saturday just proved that it's a major promotion. It's making a lot of noise. And I think, there was I'd seen a lot of great feedback from the show as a whole over the weekend. So I was just really happy to be a part of it, and we're only just getting started here. So I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah, for sure. And you worked with the Good Brothers too. Not a bad team to start out with. What do you make of, they're kind of in a same kind of not situation, but they had that chapter with WWE and it almost they still had this chip on their shoulder that they wanted to show that they still could go and be the best and they're working all over the place just like you are. So how was it kind of sharing the ring with them in that first match?
It's great to be in there with top class professionals. They're great in the locker room. They're great in the ring. It's why obviously they're called the Good Brothers. No, it was just a great experience. It's something as well. I remember myself and Gallows were uh, talking at a TV like last year, a couple of years ago. I'm like, wow, all we want to do is wrestle. It'd be great if we could, at the time, Gallus, now the GBOT versus the Good Brothers. And like, we were talking, even if it was just in one of those little loops in Florida, I was like, yeah, it'd be great. But to actually get to be able to do it on a platform like MLW with the crowd that was there that night, and to showcase, help be part of a showcase premiere of Fusion. There's no better fit for that, I think.
Yeah, and almost the fact that it was in Orlando too, just right outside of Orlando and Kissimmee, so that also
Yeah,
I think added to it as well.
yeah.
um, you made the commitment to sign with MLW. I know you work at other promotions as well, but as far as stateside and kind of having that commitment where it's regular television tapings and events, talk about just the what you're committed to with MLW and just why you chose them, other opportunities that came about, and kind of all that. What were your thought process as you were making that decision?
It just felt like a right fit, and it's a great locker room as well. And having speaking to Court as well, I think it's something that we, both thought would be a good idea. I've still got a lot to prove as well. I've got a massive chip in my shoulder. Um, I feel as if I've been wasted the past couple of years. So it's just I want to go prove myself, show character work, and show what I can do in the ring. Because I just want to remind people of who I am again. And I thought MLW was a really good place to do that.
And you talk about you're still motivated, and I see your posts on social media where you're like putting in the work at the gym as well. Talk about it's you're getting in top shape. What's kind of your goal, and just what kind of keeps you going? Have you kind of altered a training regimen, or is there anything that you're doing differently? I mean, just talk about seeing the progress that you've been made, and you can definitely see it.
Yeah, I mean, I love training. It's still very much a part of my, daily routine, weekly routine, monthly routine, yearly routine. So, and I do focus it towards training. Just now, I'm sitting at about 240 just now, which is probably the biggest I've ever been. Um, just I use that as like a suit of armor just to protect my body. That's why I've got longevity. That's why touch wood, you won't see me out injured. Like for the past 2 years, I've watched people in crutches and beds and putting ice on them, you know, toughen up because this isn't for soft people. This game is not for soft people. And I just watch it. The reason why I have this longevity, the reason why I'll be able to keep going is because of the style that I train. It's intense, it's hard, it's hard graft and adding that thick muscle mass on. But that's one of the reasons why I can go and I'll be able to go every single day, 365 days a year if need be. But it's been good. I just basically tunnel vision in the gym. There's no outside distractions, just focus on what I have coming up.
Is there like a goal in mind that you have set for yourself when it comes to, or you just kind of keep building that the goal, the goalpost kind of moves as you kind of move forward.
Yeah, it's just I wanted to add some good muscle tissue on. Uh, Maybe start to do a little bit of a cut. Just I've seen some other pictures of when I was really lean, and you can't have it always. You can't be absolutely massive jacked and then absolutely lean. So I just want to meet somewhere in the middle with that.
So do you train often just kind of by yourself, or do you have like a go-to training partners? Or you mentioned having tunnel vision, but is there any, do you have like a routine with others, like, yeah, accountability partner per se?
Well, my accountability partner would have been Mark, but he's back in Scotland, so it's basically on me. And it does. It's a good thing and a bad thing, just because like if I was training with Mark, we'll be able to spot each other, we can push each other a little bit more. But not having that, it's all on me, and it's just very much tunnel vision. But it's also made me get stronger because I don't have a spotter per se. So I just it's literally when I go in the gym, I don't speak to anyone. It's headphones on, and it's just focused for the next couple of hours.
When it comes to both of you have such a great mind for the business, and you've been in the business a long time. You were entrusted by Dwayne the Rock Johnson, to train with. I mean, so that I think that's like a high standard. I think that's kind of a feather in your cap. I mean, what do you kind of remember about that experience, and then did that kind of help legitimize you even more when it comes to others who are coming to you for advice or wanting to train with you?
Yeah, I think so. It was a very much we're very thankful for being trusted to have that opportunity. You know what I mean? Like it's if the biggest star of the biggest match of the biggest WrestleMania of all time gets injured, it's kind of on us. But it was really good. He was super cool with us, proper humble as well. Um, yeah, it was just a good experience, but it was like, of course, he's the Rock, he's got that aura and that. But once I'd laced my boots up and I was ready to go, I was like, right, come on, let's go. Because really, I don't care who you are. Like, when you step through the ropes, you're anyone. Like, it doesn't matter. You're just another pro wrestler to me. And I just wanted to, like, get going. Obviously, not being, not being, I can't think of the words.
A douche about it?
Yeah, yeah, like I was trying to put up more about it. Yeah, like, but I was like, no, let's get going because I just want to get in and wrestle it and test myself as well, and just being in with Dwayne, it was just it's amazing to see how he works on a different level. You know what I mean, and even taking accountability for how the crowd's going to react and stuff like that. Because like when there's only certain people in the world that can do that. Like, and it was really cool to see the wheels working and that it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. I'm curious to get your thoughts on, this was a big move for Progress. Damo and Nikki Storm, acquiring the company. I mean, that's kind of a big deal. You've been, going all the way back, decade or so. More like, what do you kind of make of the news, and what do you think they're going to do? What do you with their
Yeah,
new?
I mean, I was as shocked as anyone. Like he kept that quiet, and I was traveling with him for the last couple of weeks. But no, it was great. I think um, progress couldn't be in the hands of two better people, and I mean that like two great human beings. Um, So it'll be interesting to see where they go with it. Progress has always had a history of, high level professional wrestling. So I think it's only going to go. I think the sky's the limit and it's only going to go up. And it was just, I'm just looking forward to seeing what happens with it.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of exciting stuff going on when it comes to across the pond when it comes to wrestling. Exciting to
Definitely,
see.
yeah.
You've been kind of working also singles. How's that been going for you? What's life been on like on the road, especially compared to when you don't have your brother with you?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just like I love any type of wrestling. I would say I'm predominantly a singles wrestler. So I just want to be getting in and doing, you know, different styles of matches with different people, maybe wrestlers I haven't necessarily been in the ring with before. So I'm just excited for new matchups and fresh ideas and things like that. So I just enjoy it and just take whatever's in front of me and try and make the best of it. And to be fair, ever since last year, anyone I've been in the ring with has been fantastic. I haven't had any complaints about anything at all.
So, when it comes to a point when you're exiting a company, it's like, do you run into a situation where there's I don't want to say lack of confidence, but you're kind of second guessing, like, am I good enough? I mean, was there a moment, you're having these matches that you kind of felt that way? And then was there an opponent that kind of helped, bring you back to things and say, bring that confidence back and show what you can really do in the ring?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to say there was someone who brought it back, but I am not short of confidence, especially in this job. Um, a couple of like last year we were still screaming we were good enough, and to be honest, it's their loss. That's the end of it. Do you know what I mean? Because I won't say any more than that, but like it's just I watch some of modern wrestling, and I'm just shaking my head to be honest. But no, it's like I've always been confident, and I'm confident as soon as I get in the ring because I know my abilities. I've been doing this for 17 years, and I actually think some people forget that. And the only thing I have came across is like maybe people um, when we are talking about things and they've just not quite got the experience to get it and place certain things like, but that is where I'll help. We've been doing this a long time and guiding people a little bit because I just want to make when I'm in the ring as entertaining as possible and the best match as possible. So no, I'm good to go. I've always been confident and I've been doing it, and we've we've had people from The Rock to everyone else say how good we are professionally. So it's I'm always a confident human being.
Yeah, I mean, when The Rock is you, I mean, you don't get much better than that. So I think that really gives you that boost, anyways, if you
Yeah.
needed it. When it comes to the landscape of MLW, you mentioned being a veteran. There's also a lot of new and emerging talent on the roster. I mean, having a chance to be there that night and kind of, Battle Riot, you're seeing all this eclectic mix of talents. Was there anyone that kind of really particularly impressed you, or someone that you kind of want to work with?
Oh, I mean the roster's kind of stacked just now, and it was I got to mix it up a little bit with Diego Hill in the Battle Riot, and it'd be great to get in and work and wrestle with him. Even something like Paul Walter Hauser, for example, like still very much like he has a massive name value, but still very much new to this job. That would be a fun and interesting one. Again, got to mix it up in the Battle Riot with him. But even like there's so many people, even people who I've kind of worked alongside for years, but not necessarily got the chance to actually get in the ring, like Bishop Dyer, Dijak, Cross is another one. He's got that nice big shiny MLW title, which I've got my eye on as well. But there's such a good mix of people who've been doing this for a while and who are familiar with the fans, and then you've got like people who are just starting out and making their name for themselves. So I'm looking forward to the future and hope I can tick a few off the MLW bucket list as well.
Yeah, definitely not short on talent. And mentioned Dyer and Dijak, the tag team champions. That when your brother gets back to town, you got to go for those. And then
Definitely. It's just like a combination. It could be me and Wolfie, it could be Mark and Wolfie, it could be me and Mark, like
that's true.
as long as the GBOT go after the big score, that's fine. Because I gave them a little look across the table. I was like, oh well, you're out here scouting, well, I'm out looking at your title. So
Yeah.
um just let them know.
Maybe we'll get the free bird rule where, we never know which combination we're going to get of you guys.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be good.
What do you kind of want to tell fans as far as, way to follow you, what you have coming up?
Yeah, I'm actually going over to Europe, in the UK for about a month and a half. So I'll be over there. I'm going to release what dates I'll be doing. So stay tuned to social media, like my Instagram account at Joe Coffey 88, on X or Twitter at Joe underscore Coffey. And I'm on TikTok, but I can't remember it. Like I barely used it. So that's where you can find me. And of course, check out MLW Fusion on Saturdays, because this is a show that you do not want to miss.
Yep. And there's a lot of ways to see it on YouTube, 6:05
Yep,
p.m.,
YouTube,
Veeps,
Veeps.
9 p.m., and beIN
Yep,
Sports at 10 p.m. So, or you can watch
that's
it,
the one.
three times in a Saturday if you're kind of just
Yeah.
doing something fun on a Saturday. I don't know, not doing something fun on a Saturday night out. I mean, what better way pro wrestling, right?
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much as always. Great talking to you and good luck in MLW. Of
Thank you, Scott. Thanks for your time.
course.